Did you know that 90% of the world's millionaires invest in real estate? Well, I'm Angel with the Academy Presents Real Estate Investing Rocks, and I'm here to help you if you want to go for your piece of that pie. All right, hey guys, this is Angel, and we're here with the Academy Presents Real Estate Investing Rocks, and today Keri is going to be sharing with us some of the effective ways to work with a virtual assistant, or a VA, as you may have heard them called. It really helps lighten the load so that you can be much more focused on your business, and it really helps you level up. So Keri, if you could talk with us a little bit about this, it would be awesome.
Wonderful. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I hope some of you are going to find some value in this. I'm not an expert by no means, but I wanted to let you know kind of my experience in the last couple of months. I've had a VA since May 1st through Elevate, and he has dramatically changed my life. So I wanted to be able to share that with everyone. And you know, especially as women, I'm assuming that the majority of the followers on this channel are women, maybe not all of them, but we have so many plates to juggle. And as a matter of fact, everyone does, men and women. Typically, when you're investing in multifamily, you have other things going on. And so when you have the opportunity to increase the hours that you're working by hiring someone virtually that is better at the task than you may be or may not be, but can get it done as effectively, it just makes a lot of sense. So let me tell you a little bit about me and how I came into this space. I began investing in 2006 in the residential real estate as using rentals. We did a few flips, and we quickly turned those rentals into owner finance properties.
Oh, cool.
We then started purchasing commercial shopping centers. That's what Rich Dad, Poor Dad said to do. Buy 5 houses, sell them, and go up. And so that's what we did. I'm a rule follower, and so that's how we kind of expanded our portfolio. We then started doing some raw land development, and we began multifamily, or I began educating myself about multifamily in the beginning of 2018. Our first investment, multifamily investment property, was in November of 2019, and I joined Elevate quickly after that. Primarily, I'm good at raising capital, and so that was my job. I knew that I needed to be part of a team to be on the GP, and so I shared, you know, the things that I like to do, and that's create content and work on marketing and things like that. And so they brought me on as a partner in the end of November 2019, and I've been working with them ever since. Now, my task list had grown significantly. There was a lot of things that weren't being addressed on the team, not because they weren't doing them, but because you can't do it all, right? And so they brought me on to do some of the things that they didn't have time to do. They being the Elevate team that was in existence before I came on board. They needed someone to redesign their website. They needed someone to help grow their social media, to create content, to help with the meetup organization and just making those things happen, and to develop a sponsorship program. And I told them I can do those things. I did those things for a few months and was quickly drowning in the task at hand. Social media, I know all of you know that is a huge task to do.
Well,
and
Elevate's not just on one platform. Y'all are on like every platform.
Yes, and I was not a social media expert either, so I was trying to learn and also just get the brand out as much as I possibly could. And you know, George kept telling me, if you need help, let's hire a VA. And you know, being a perfectionistic person that I am, I've always thought that I have to do things myself to get it done right. And that has been definitely to my detriment. I gave in because George set up interviews. He knew that I needed help. I was overwhelmed. And he set up the interviews with, we happened to use a team out of, a VA selection company. I know a lot of people say not to go that route because it's more expensive to do that. But it saved us a ton of time because we used Rocket Station. They were able to vet VAs for us. that had the skill set that we needed to build and to do the tasks that we needed them to do. So they pulled, I can't remember if we interviewed 3 or 4, but we did interviews the same day, back to back. We asked them, pointed questions about the tasks that we were needing them to do. And then one of them stood out to us very quickly, that he was the one we wanted to try. And I will tell you, before I go into exactly what he does for us, I wanted to let you know that he has been a machine. And I don't know if y'all have been following Elevate, but the content, he is putting out a ton of content. Now I'm having to feed him the content to put out, but he is building the platform. I mean, he is building the platforms, he's the followers. He is creating videos using the content that I give him. And he's doing it very quickly. They tend to, virtual assistants, the people that I've talked to that have them, they say that they want to please you and they will work overtime to get things done on time. No matter what it takes, they'll get it done. And that has definitely been our experience.
And no, y'all are pushing out just massive amounts of content right now, just massive.
Yes.
Ebooks and white papers and just so much. I assumed it was you. I was like, holy cow, she's putting out a bunch of stuff.
Well, I'm writing the content and the blogs and that kind of thing, but he is taking the content that I'm writing and creating posts with that content. And I'm giving him just different ways to where to find the targeted audience that we're looking for. And he is doing an amazing job. It took him a couple of weeks to understand what we did. And there's still a few things that he's trying to get kind of understanding of how syndication works so that he can better promote things. But he is doing an incredible job. And it's funny, we get on our weekly calls and he is encouraging us, please engage in our post, help me push them out. And so it's not something that you can just drop and not be involved in, but I can write the content, he can put it out, he schedules it, it gets posted every day on time and in the right order, and it's just amazing. I can tell you, if you would like, kind of what all he does for us.
Absolutely.
And what we plan to hire VAs for in the future. Now, he's not doing everything yet, but we have a great plan, and we will have to have more than one. But until we get him maxed out, we're going to keep on pushing content to him. He loves it. He's doing a great job. One thing that I would like to share, excuse me if I'm looking off to the side, I'm having to read my presentation, but when you hire a VA, one thing that you want, Neil Bawa, I heard a podcast that he gave that highly suggested that you ask them during the interview process, that you ask them kind of off the wall questions that you wouldn't typically ask someone in an interview, to see how quick of a thinker they are, and to make sure that their responses are not rote, because they do so many interviews. But just to make sure that they can problem solve and make sure that they, are quick thinkers, and that their accent doesn't fall apart when you're asking those questions. So just wanted to give you that suggestion, because I think it's a great one. You want to make sure that they have good internet, make sure that their internet connection is a fast enough speed. All the technology is above me, but it is very important that they can connect with you when you need to connect with them, and that they're, getting content, like to do videos and editing and stuff like that. They have to have a great computer and things. You want to make sure of those. You want to make sure they have a noise canceling headset especially if they're doing any calling. We don't have ours doing this yet, but if they're doing any kind of customer service or investor relations type things, you want to make sure that they don't have crazy background noise or anything like that. Now, ours is from the Philippines, and he works 8 to 5 Central Time, which is middle of the night for him. So his house is very quiet while he's working because everyone's sleeping. But that's something else too, that you want to make sure that they're not expecting flex hours when you hire them full time, that they are willing to work the time whatever's local to you during your working hours so that you can communicate with each other. Let's see. We use Slack for our in-house communication, our team communication. So when his name is Jude, when he has a question, he posted in Slack, and I watch it during the day. I get a notification and I can answer his question. So anytime he has a question, which is very rare, will he bother me? He knows I'm busy, and he always apologizes when he asks me a question, but I'm there. And Slack is a great communication tool for that. We use Asana for all of our tasks that we are assigning to him. And that way we can see when he has something that's for approval. I approve everything that he puts out. I've missed a couple of things that needed to be corrected, but that happens. But he and Angel actually caught one of them. Thank you, Angel.
I try not to like blast it out when I see something. I try to just send it nonchalantly.
Yes, that was awesome. I know I totally missed it. I missed spelling on one of our banner pages. But anyway, those things are going to happen. But he can correct those very quickly through our communication through Slack. I can see the things that need to be approved. I can do that quickly using Asana. And I can assign new tasks to him using Asana. So a lot of people ask, or one fear that I had before we hired a virtual assistant was that I would be having to do more work because I was having to basically babysit somebody that was doing my job. And that was, I guess, my misconception, because that is not the case. I give him a task to do, and he does it way better and way more detail than I could ever even dream to do because of the technology that he is so much better at. But he also has been able to give me suggestions on what he thinks that we need him to do, which has been very interesting and very helpful. So I love that about it. He's given us some really cool suggestions on ways to increase engagement and ways to make things look better. We very rarely email because things get lost in email. So all of our communications through Slack. So at any point, any team member can get on and see kind of what's going on and knows what's going on within the team. We have him every morning when he reports to work at 8:00. He sends us a beginning of the day report of what he's going to work on that day. And then at the end of the day, when he logs off, he sends us an end of the day report of everything that he got accomplished. And we have adopted this within our team. So each one of our team members is doing their very best to put into Slack what their priorities are for the day, and how at the end of the day, what did you get done, and how would you rank your productivity for the day? And it's been a great tool. We definitely need to get better at it and more consistent at it, but it is a great way for your team to know what everyone's working on at all times. If you don't mind, I'll share with you kind of what all he does or is working on for us.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
That work? Okay. So originally when we hired him, the main focus was to take videos such as podcasts or any property tours, any meetup videos that we had, and create content using those videos, to edit them down. That's something that I don't know how to do. So we had a lot of videos stacking up in our Google Drive that hadn't been used for any type of content because we didn't have someone to edit the videos. So Jude has taken our videos and created content with them. He's cut them down into shorter links so that we can use them on Instagram and Facebook and those things too. He has also made our YouTube, if you're not following us on YouTube, we would love for you to do that, but he's made our YouTube channel look much more presentable than I was able to do, as well as our Facebook and all platforms, but our website as well. The main thing that I was wanting him to do, that I was taking a lot of time doing, was creating content and scheduling it. And then I was manually posting everything because I wasn't using a scheduling software like Hootsuite or anything like that. But they are very good at that. And it took him 2 weeks to have an entire month the first month done, which he was learning what we wanted done and what type of content we wanted on each day. And, we didn't want everything to be all quotes, but that the different strategies for each day. Took him 2 weeks. He had an entire month done. The second month, which was June, starting in June, before June 1st, he had the entire month of June already done. So the second 2 weeks that he worked for us, he created an entire month's worth of content, and that included videos almost every day. So just a machine. He's putting out incredible content, and it looks really good.
Wow. That's a lot. That's like,
it is.
I'm astounded by getting a month's worth of content out there, because that's one of the things that I think is just really hard as an individual, is making sure that I've got content coming out all the time. And then some days I'm just like, what am I going to put out? And I can't think of what to do. And then I start falling off the face, because that algorithm, you got to be posting every day.
Yes,
so
exactly.
Then I start losing my reach, and it's just like, holy moly, it's more than a full-time job.
Absolutely. Well, and not only was he putting out content every day on every platform, which we do, LinkedIn, Facebook. We have a business page and personal pages for LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. We have a Facebook group, and I feel like I'm forgetting something. And then our blog. But
y'all are on Twitter too, aren't you?
No, we're not on Twitter.
You're not on Twitter, okay.
We might add that, but he is not only doing one piece of content each day, he's doing 3 pieces of content for every platform, and he has that done for the whole month. So it's incredible amount of content that he is, and he's not, as far as I know, he's not reusing any content yet, because he wants to space that out. Like, he's not reposting an old post or anything yet. Now, he is using the same piece of content for all the platforms, but posting 3 times a day is incredible. It's just extremely overwhelming to me, and took me forever to get done. And it was not near the quality of what he's doing. So please don't hesitate if you need to hire a VA, because now I'm able to focus on writing the content, and he can develop the content into posts and get it out into the world. And that has made a huge difference in our company.
How long did it take you to, so I've heard that it takes a little bit for your VA to learn your voice.
Yeah, I was real worried about that. And that it took him about 2 weeks. And, he read a ton of content that I had written. He read our ebook that I had written, and he just very quickly, you would think, being from another country, that'd be very difficult for them to speak in a way that makes sense to all of us. But he's actually way more eloquent than me, and can put things in words better than me. So I have been very humbled in the fact that I don't do everything the best. So it's best to rely on somebody that does this for a living and that knows how to copyright.
I won't even lie. For a woman, I know that I want to be doing everything because I want it done my way.
Yes.
And so getting used to that idea of, just because it's not my way doesn't mean it's not good.
Absolutely.
And being able to let go of the reins a little bit.
Yes. I would sit there for 5 or 10 minutes trying to think of what copy to put on a single post. And that's not very productive. So, he can take the content from the post and very eloquently write the copy quickly. And that's just what he's good at. He's updating our website, which I did the website and I was pretty proud of it, but he has got some incredible ideas, and the things that he's adding to our website look amazing. We are going to be doing a membership site, which I've wanted to do since I joined Elevate. And it's mainly just to have all of our content kind of in one place. It's categorized and easy to find for someone like me. When I first started learning, that would have been incredible to have. Anyway, he has some great ideas for that. And so we're working on that together. That's coming in the future. He's working on our SEO, what was it called? Backlinking, different things to each other. So if in our blog post, he'll have a link to another article, or in Facebook, if there's a post, he'll link to a blog post. So there's the backlinks that help with SEO. Some of that's above my head, but he is working on that.
And that just means you get picked up on those Google searches, right?
That's correct. Yes. And then he is taking our raw videos, editing them, transcribing them, adding captions.
Oh, wow.
He turns those videos into micro content for Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn.
Are you saying like is he doing like the what do you call that? The episode notes, the show notes?
No, we have not done that. We have not added show notes yet because we're not doing a podcast necessarily, but he is linking to, so if George is on, right now George is just guest, he's being a guest on other podcasts instead of doing his own. So what he's doing is linking to their blog, I'm sorry, their podcast for the show notes. But yeah, no, he's not doing that yet because we haven't gotten that far. Let's see, but that's something good to add. Our YouTube channel, he was kind of rebranding it and making it look way more uniform, giving titles, things like that. He is posting on Bigger Pockets. That's the one I was forgetting a while ago, is Bigger Pockets. So he's taking our blogs and things and posting on Bigger Pockets. Handling our Facebook group, our Instagram, LinkedIn. Now, when I say handling, he's posting, and George, Eric, and I are engaging. So when there's an engaging question, we will respond on there as well. Now, Jude does also, but we, all of us are trying to answer the questions so that it's our voice, not just he's doing the copy, but we are answering the questions. If there's engagement, we're engaging with them, which this has freed us up to do that even in a better way.
So when he posts for y'all on different social media apps, is he like coming in with your login information so he appears to be you, or does he come in as a moderator?
He's posting as Elevate. So he is a moderator. He is what's the term? He's an admin on all of our platforms. But the admin, it shows up, I believe it shows up as Georgia Brew, like our Facebook group says Georgia Brew. Yeah. And then each of us, when we have something we want to post, we will also post as us onto the platform. So sometimes we're adding more content because we have something we want to share to the group or whatever. But then the team members are engaging in the post, if that makes sense. We're spending our time engaging instead of scheduling and posting.
Because if you've got your monthly content map and you're adding on top of that, it makes it look like even more content.
Yeah, absolutely. We're trying to get in front of more eyes. Let's see.
That's that Grant Cardone idea with, was it omniscient or omnipresent?
Omnipresent. Yep.
Like, people think you're everywhere and they're like, what the heck?
Yes. But it frees us up to do things like write the Forbes articles and write new ebooks and create a membership site. And, I have plenty of time to do that now because Jude is taking all of this off of my plate. Another thing that we are going to have a VA for in the near future is, and something to consider hiring a VA for, is to help with your CRM, not necessarily on the organization of your CRM, but in the email marketing. So you want to make sure that you automate as much of that as you possibly can, and putting out like really good looking newsletters if you're going to do newsletters, or if you have investment opportunity that's being presented in a good way through your email marketing. So he is starting to help us with making those things look as professional as possible and as easy to read as possible and as engaging as possible. So when we do, and I'm not sure if everyone does this, but when we have a virtual meetup or a physical meetup, now everybody's doing everything virtually, we will send that out in an email. We will also put it on Facebook events, Eventbrite, LinkedIn events, and some of that can be very time consuming. And we do Facebook posts to promote it as well. So once we start doing those again in person, Jude will be able to help us to promote those events and to make sure that all of these tasks are completed, because it's so easy to forget to put it on Facebook events after putting it on,
everything else.
On everything else. So it's good to have those checklists. And we do. I mean, we have standard operating procedures for each new, like each event, but it's nice to have a VA be able to do those things for you that are just mindless tasks. The new offerings, he's created videos for us. He's created new posts for us. I'm not sure if y'all have seen the one we're doing now, but he's putting it out there everywhere, which is really nice.
That's the Isabella.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I was saying it right.
Units in Oklahoma City. Yeah. We're hoping to close it at the end of July. So yeah, he's been marketing that for us. One thing that I was not doing that has been really interesting is he is not only creating the content calendar for us to post, but post on a regular basis, but he's also tracking the metrics for our posts. So we will know what kind of posts do people want to see, what kind of posts have the most engagement, which ones do we want to reuse in the future, those kinds of things. So he is tracking our engagement on each platform and also on each post. So that's incredible and I don't even know how he's doing it, but he gives us a report every month, and so we know how much he's increased our likes. And I mean, it's incredible the number of followers. Like we went from 300 to 1,000 followers this month on a couple of different platforms. So
that's massive.
It is massive, and it's worth, we were paying him $10 an hour is what we're paying him. And you can get VAs from the Philippines much less than that, but we wanted somebody that was more of an admin assistant that kind of can do multiple things, and we were willing to pay a little bit more, and that's still an excellent price.
So I remember, I think it was at Best Ever, and Neil Bawa was saying in his presentation that like in his videos, he knows like down to the minute which one is getting the most engagement. And then he can take that minute or that slice and repurpose that content somewhere else because he knows that he already knows it's engaging. So if you're tracking those kind of metrics, you can repurpose the highest engaging content in multiple places and continue to grow your following. And that's awesome.
Yes. So that's where we're headed. We're trying to get enough data that we will be able to do that, I don't know that he is able to go that deep into one video to know which part of the video is most engaging, but I do know he knows the engagement on each video, which has been really eye-opening for all of us to know what kind of content we need to create more of.
Well, you're about to sell me on this because my goal is to have 2,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel by the end of summer. We might be in the 30s.
So you need a VA. I think my husband now is like, who else what other place could we use a VA? Because he has seen that it has 10x'd our productivity. I mean, it's just made things so much, we've gone so much quicker than if I'd been doing it myself.
Well, I'm just thinking of like the checklist of tasks. Like, did I post on my page? Did I create a personal page? Did I post on this group? Did I do this? Did I do this? And like, did I say, did I make sure I went through and said happy birthday to the people that mean something to me? It's like all of these steps that it's not that they're mindless, but it's that I can look at my list and still miss stuff.
Right.
And if I had someone else doing it and then I'm just checking it to make sure it gets done, then it's more likely that it's going to happen.